I think I was here the last time in 2008. Um, and yes, we went through continually for 2 weeks of over 100,000 pictures. I think it was close to that. And you saw every single one of them. It's not quite like that this year. Um, so you actually have an opportunity to have half a day off, which is in itself remarkable. I certainly don't remember that. The jury is now split into separate juries. There are special juries, one for portraits, one for sports, one for nature, then and two others, one for documentary and one for general news. Um, so you participate in one of those juries while they're all sort of happening at the same time. Um, and you come together at the end to form a general jury, and that general jury will make the decisions. Even though the submissions were like 6 submissions were from each one of those specialized juries. Well, I guess I've been traveling with World Press for, well, it's way over a decade, maybe two. I really don't want to actually admit that, but this is my fourth time as on the jury, second time as chair. It's uh, it's always a fulfilling time to be here because you get a handle on a year in time that you just don't any other way. Even though I get to experience 5,000 pictures at least on any given day, it's still to see it all come together in one place at one time. Um, really gives you just a different understanding of that particular year in history. There are a lot of contests in the world. I know you people at World Press Photo will find this amazing, but you pay to enter, and then you pay to win, and then you pay to get the book. It's just to have such a free operation that allows for submissions from everywhere, including all third world countries. It's unusual. What makes a good photograph? Well, I think I'll answer that just in terms of photojournalism, because there's a wide array of photography out there. Um, what makes a good photojournalistic image to me is it needs to be historical. It needs to define a particular era, place, and time. And secondly, I'm very interested in sociology, and people do things to each other. Um, and then it needs to be psychological. It needs to make me feel something, anything, um, and everybody. And then ultimately, it has to be aesthetic. It's if each photographer should have his own vision, of course, in a reportage vein, but for photojournalism. And that's what makes a great photograph to me. If you hit it on all those fronts, you nail it. I certainly hope to, find the photograph that fits all those categories. Um, it's an incredible year to be on the jury. These events are just amazing. Unrelenting news this year. It's Ukraine, Gaza, Ebola, um, Ferguson. Just amazing set of circumstances and events. Um, I'm hoping that there'll be some representation there, but I'm so totally open to being surprised.